Hello and welcome again to another Feria Latina making corner. My name's Max and today I'm going to show you how to make a rhythm shaker. This is using anything you might have at home. So what materials you're going to, or the things you're going to need to make this are very simply a pair of scissors, some masking tape, some kind of container, I'll go through these in a moment, and something to make the rattle in the shaker. Now this one is made from a herb container, plastic herb container. These are really good for the sound. Another plastic container, this is a chewing gum container. But as I say, you can use anything pretty much that's got a lid that you'll have at home. So this is an old coffee tin. Oops. This is a vitamins holder, nice little small one there. And as I say, we've got the herbs. You could make a double one by sticking these two together, like this, but today we're just going to make a single one. Other things you're going to need is just some felt tips for colouring in at the end to make it look nice, and obviously whatever design you want to do you can pick. So let's make a start. So the first thing we need to do, we've got our plastic container, we need to make a rattly sound inside, yeah? Now you can use any sort of dried beans and rice, anything that's small and hard and not going to rot inside. Today, I'm going to use some mung beans. Now, the good thing about mung beans is they're nice and hard, but they're really small and round, and they'll make a good sound inside of here. Now, before you complete doing this, you need to sort of test it a little bit to see what it sounds like. So I'll just put in a few to start with. Beans everywhere. Put the lid back on. It's alright, but I think to do it a little bit more, so I'm just going to tip a few more in just to give it a bit of a deeper sound to it. And they will fly all over the place. Okay. Yeah. That's good, that's the sort of sound I want. So, we've got a container with a lid on, we've got the beans inside. Now we need to seal the container. So first of all, we're going to start by going across the top. We're going to take strips of masking tape, nice and easy to use, it's just easy just to rip off. And you just place it over the middle, press it down so it sticks firmly. And then we're just going to move around until we've covered the entire top with strips of masking tape. And that way we ensure we've got a really nice tight seal and a neat end. You just need to adjust it a little bit as you're going around. Make sure you've covered everything. That should be okay. So you can see that's completely sealed there now. I'll turn it over and do the same at the bottom, and that again that'll just give us a nice even finish. Press it down so it sticks properly. Probably need about 4 or 5 strips on each end. Sneeze. There we go. So that's both ends sealed. And now what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to start off at one end and just basically in a slight spiral take the tape all the way around from the top to the bottom. So start off at the top, pull it round till you meet, and then start to take it down in a spiral. Just keep pressing it every time, make sure it's nice and firmly sticking on. You can see that I'm going in a slight spiral. It doesn't take too long to do this. Now if you've got very small hands, you're a small person, you might need a little bit of a hand with this, so ask someone, maybe a parent, guardian, brother, older brother or sister that might be able to help you. So I get to the bottom, making sure you don't go over the end, and then I'm going to start to go back the other way. So we're now going to go up in a little spiral. As I say, just keep pressing it down every now and again, making sure that it's sealing well, sticking. And when we get to the other end, do a final straight seal around the top. And just to make sure it's nice and neat, a pair of scissors just to cut a neat line. Now I'm using just plain off-white masking tape here, as you can see. That makes it easier to put designs on. But if you want, you could use a different coloured masking tape. I've got a blue or red. It's entirely up to you. But you do need, if you're going to be drawing on it, you really do need masking tape. So, there we have the container all covered in masking tape from end to end and on the top. And now, I'm going to do some little designs on it. So I think I'll start with a little flower. So I've got various colours pen here, various colours of felt tip pen here. It's a good idea to do a little test on a piece of masking tape just to see what the colours look like before you put them on. Of course now I can't find the end, there it is. So just lay a little strip on a piece of paper. We can even do it on the table, but it makes it a bit neater this way. So I'll just have a look and see what the colours I've got. I've got a nice bluey, purpley blue there. That's a nice red up here, I can use that. A yellow. I think with the yellow I'm going to go all over the outside, so it's got a uniform colour all over the outside, but it's still quite a light natural colour, so it won't interfere with the other colours you put on top. So I'll use that first at a minute. And I've just got a couple of others of purple and some greens. So, starting off with the top and just basically just go all over. You can see what I'm doing? Easily enough. Now some masking tapes are thicker than others. If I'd had a slightly thicker one, you wouldn't see any of the colours underneath, but that doesn't matter. One end, coloured yellow. Turn it over, do the other side, the other end. So you've got a nice even yellow, or whatever colour you're using, all over. And then you can just go on the sides. And just up and down. You get a nice... And you can obviously spend as long or as little as you want on this. It's entirely up to you. And whatever designs you want to put on again, it's entirely up to you. If you're really into football, you could do footballs, or you could do your favourite club's emblem. You could do unicorns, you could do flowers, you could do abstract shapes. Up to you. It's your shaker, so it's your design, whatever you want to put on it. It takes a bit of time, this, but it's worth it in the end. I'm probably rushing a little bit, but when you're doing this yourself, just take a bit of time whilst you're doing it. You will end up with some felt tip on your hands, because that's the way it always is, but not to worry, it'll wash off. Nearly there. Just make sure I've got all the bits at both ends fully covered in yellow. Now, as I'm rushing this a bit because you don't want to be watching me colour this in for days on end, but when you do it yourself, take a bit more time. You might want to do a darker colour so you can't see anything coming through, but as I say, it doesn't really matter. Right, so that's all covered in the yellow now, so I now need to put some designs on. So I think all I'm going to do is I'm going to do some flowers. So starting on the top, just do a little circle like that. And then I'm going to draw the leaves, or the petals, sorry. Just out and back, out, back. I'm not very good at drawing flowers. I'm sure you're a lot better than I am. But the thing is, it's yours and you can do whatever you want to do on it. So there I've got some basic petal outlines. Now I'm going to fill those with a bit of colour. Use a red, I think. Nice red. So, got a bit of a flower there. Now I think I'm just going to do some squiggles down the side. Now, as I say, I'm rushing this a bit, so take your time. Make sure you get the design you want. And I think I'll just do some like little starbursty type shapes. All the way round. I mean, this is the bit really where you can take your time and spend a bit of time making it look nice. One last of those. This with purple. Let's get a bit of blue in there now. Could do some sort of wavy shapes. There we go. Right, now that is, as you can tell, extremely simple. But take your time, do whatever design you want, and at the end, you'll have a nice shaker. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I hope you're enjoying all the other making corners from Fairy Latina. Thanks a lot. Bye.